Hello, welcome to day 5 of the 12 Days of Christmas Alexander Technique Explorations. I'm Amy Mushall with Your Instrumental Body. At Your Instrumental Body, we help people rediscover the joy of movement and expression by unlocking efficiency and vitality, not just in singing, but in everyday life. Through the Alexander Technique, we empower you to release unnecessary tension, cultivate mindful awareness, and find balance in how you move, breathe, and create. In today's exploration, we're going to focus on finding ease in action, learning about how our muscles turn on, turn off, and where there's a lively place of availability for movement, which I like to kind of call neutral. These 3 states can help you find more freedom and availability of movement. Whether you're decorating, whether you're wrapping gifts, or just navigating, driving through a snowstorm or the busy hustle and bustle of the season, let's explore doing it with a little less effort. Are you ready to dive in? Let's get started. So today, I want to invite you to notice your hands. And as you notice your hands, in particular, when we're doing an activity, our hands are an active part of any activity that we're doing, at least most of the time. So as you notice your hands, I just want to invite you to turn them on, like jazz hands, and then turn them off. And turn them on, and turn them off. And when they're off, we can kind of flop them around a little bit. So let's do that a couple more times. Turning on, and letting them fall. As they're here, kind of hanging in this off position, what is it like to just notice your hands as though you are going to move them, wanting to move them, but not moving them? Do you notice a little electricity? And if we let our elbows soften so that our hands can hang down, once again, notice, are they already on? Are they off? Are they somewhere in between? Let's do another activity to explore this on-off neutral. And this time, I want to invite you to make a fist and really squeeze your hand. And now, just soften it. We're not to the point where we're off. We have a fist, but it's not squeezing. It's not on. Let's squeeze again, turning on, and then let's soften. And then let's just turn them off, where they kind of flop around. And let's squeeze a fist. Let's soften it. And let's let them hang. Now, what is it like to go from this floppy hanging state to a soft coming on? An active hand, and then let that soften a little bit. We're not creating a fist. We're just noticing, what is it like to turn on the muscles? We can do this we can turn it on with a real stretch, and we can soften it, but still keep them open. Try that again. Turn it on, soften, and turn them off. Now, I'd invite you to do this with some sort of an activity. Now, if you were going to hold a bottle, for instance, or a cup. We might not want to turn our hands totally off because at that point it would fall. But we can play with how much tension do we need to hold the object. So if we really squeeze the object, that takes a lot of effort. And so let's just soften our hands, still making connection to the item. And what is it like to notice some of these muscles in your arm as well as in your hand? Just do a little less. And how little can they do before it falls out? And what is it like to gently come back to your item and just gently allow the fingers to shape, to hold your mug or your bottle? Just gently connecting with the item. Now, we can also do this with a pen or a pencil while you're busy writing all of those holiday cards or writing down all of your tags. You might notice that you might grip the pen and you can tighten that grip. And then you can soften. And if you soften too much, it'll fall out. But what is it like to come meet the pen with your fingertips in a very gentle way? And what is it like to write with this gentleness, with just enough activity to make it a bit more neutral instead of intensely squeezing the pen? Just enough so that you might notice that your wrist is a little softer. You might notice that your elbow can move and that your upper arm can move with a little bit more ease, so that you can write without quite so much tension climbing all the way up to your neck. So today, as you explore whatever activities you're doing today in your life, I invite you to play with how much muscle onness do you need? And what is it like to soften just a little bit, to create just a little bit more ease, a little bit more neutrality in not just your arms, not just your hands, but in all of you. Thank you so much for joining me for day 5 of the 12 Days of Christmas Alexander Technique Explorations. I'm Amy Mushall with Your Instrumental Body. And if you've enjoyed this video, I would love to have you like this video, comment down below what you've noticed, come back and share what you've noticed as you play with this throughout your day. And please share this with your other friends and have them sign up for this video sequence so that they can join in the 12 Days of Christmas. Thanks so much. Happy exploring.